Welcome back to the tutorial on how to make a swatch book. In part 1, we demonstrated how to make a new swatch book and personalize it with our own photos and text. Those are only two of the elements available to you in Studio. Down here in the Content Explorer, you can see that there are more options, including a huge selection of art embellishments and quotes. The great thing about Studio is that you can make things as simple or as complex as you like. Everything on the page, including the photos, the text, the backgrounds, the art accents, and embellishments, are separate elements. You can add, delete, or modify any of these elements. If the template came with a single image on a page and you wanted two, go ahead, drag and drop another photo. If you need another text box, choose either a title, body, or caption format and drag it onto the page. Most Studio users, even talented designers, start with a template they like, then tweak the design to make it their own. It's a big time saver, but let's say you're a real adventurer and want to start with a blank page. Okay, here we go. We'll go back into the Studio Editor to Start a New Project, but this time we'll choose the Start with a Blank Project button. That takes us to this page that shows the general categories of projects available in Heritage Makers. Swatch books are found in the Storybooks section, so we'll go here. And then, scrolling down, we'll find the square swatch books. The editor asks us to choose a name for our new project, so we'll type it into the open field. When that's done, we'll see this message that tells us that Heritage Makers will be storing information on the computer and that you may need to install Adobe Flash Player if it's not already installed. Almost everybody has it, but you can follow the links and download the player if you need to. Otherwise, go ahead and select Click here to begin. Now we have the blank page. We have some photos loaded into the My Photos area, so the next thing to do is look for an art collection to use. If you click this button with the little house, you can see all the art collections available. These first ones that are highlighted with gold are the featured collections, which include brand new artwork or collections that may be of special interest. You might want to type in a keyword to narrow your search. The little P in the corner means that it is part of the Heritage Makers Premier Collection, and you can see there are hundreds of options in many, many categories. Having a Premier membership is really the best way to ensure that you get the most out of Studio's software, and it's an incredible value for the cost. Your publishing consultant can tell you more about getting Premier or checking your status. If you want to limit your view to only the basic collections, just check this box. Let's say we want to put some travel photos in our swatch book. We'll type the word travel into the search field. Here's a great collection called Globetrotting. Clicking on it will bring up a preview window so we can get a better look. And if we like what we see, we can open up the collection. So here are all the embellishments that are in the collection. The alphabets, the papers, textures, and backgrounds, and the miscellaneous elements. Let's say we weren't quite satisfied with it and wanted to look some more. All we have to do is click the little house icon and we are back into the art collection thumbnails to look for more options. Here's a tip for working in Studio. If you have a window open in the Content Explorer and it covers up the page you are working on, just click on this Zoom to Fit button up here to reposition the page so you can see everything. Later, when you don't need the Content Explorer open, you can hit the Zoom button again to fill the screen with your page. The slider on the left allows you to resize the layout to any dimension you choose. Okay. Let's start with a background. We'll choose one that we like, click and hold to drag it up to the page. To see what we're doing, we click on the Content Explorer to drop it back down into place. Now let's position the background so it completely covers the page. Notice the gray guidelines here. You want to make sure to position the background so it extends past these crop marks. That way you make sure that the page will print with a full bleed, and there will not be any unintended white gaps around the edge. If we click the Save button, the thumbnail over here on the right will update to reflect what we've done. Now we can place other elements on the page. let's click on the My Photos tab and search for a photo to add. Open a folder and look for the image you want. Highlight your selection, then drag it onto the page. To add text, open up the Text Box tab and you can see you have 3 pre-formatted options. You can drag and drop a placeholder for a title or a body of text or a caption. In each case, just place it on the page and double-click to add your own words. Just like the backgrounds and photos, you can adjust the size and dimension of the text box by moving these handles. So now we have a background, a photo, and some text. It's time for an embellishment. Go back to the Art Collection tab and scroll down to see the individual art pieces that are available. Like everything else, just highlight what you like, then drag and drop it onto the page. If you change your mind, just activate the element and delete it by hitting the backspace key on your keyboard. Sometimes when you have placed several things on a page, you may decide you want to change the background. Let's try that. First, we would make sure it is activated or highlighted with the pink outline. Then we would drag a new background into the box labeled Drop Art Here to Swap. Now you've seen the basics of creating a swatch book from scratch, but we've only begun to see what Studio can do. This toolbox on the left contains a number of controls that are helpful for adjusting and manipulating components of your layout. We won't go over these tools in detail in this tutorial, but you can get more information from your personal publishing consultant or the online classes available if you have signed up as a Heritage Makers consultant. When you are done with the design of your swatch book, you can click on the Publish button. You'll see this message which tells you it will be added to your shopping cart and the My Completed Projects tab. Click OK. Now you are asked to preview your swatch book to make sure that everything is correct. When that's done, check the box and press Continue. On the next screen, you indicate how many copies you would like to print. If you have a credit for a swatch book in your account, it will show here. You can also enter coupons on this page. Click Add to Cart, and you will come to the checkout area where you will fill in your shipping address and choose your shipping method. You can also add more projects if you like. Once everything is in your cart, click Check Out. You will then see a page where you can enter in your credit card information and billing address. Click Continue. You can then preview the order one last time and make any changes you need to in regards to your cart, shipping, and payment information. When everything looks correct, click the Place Order button. You will then be given your order number. Well, there you have it. Making a swatch book is a great way to get your feet wet with Heritage Makers. If you run into a problem along the way, do not hesitate to contact your personal publishing consultant for help. Heritage Makers love to help others with their projects, and when your swatch book is delivered to your door, you will experience the thrill of seeing your photos and memories captured in such a professional and personal way. Thanks for watching!